Hello, my name is Hans-Peter Schweiger from Klotz DIY and I'm here to show you today how easy it is to assemble our modular interface system. I've brought with me the bits and pieces for a 16-channel MIS splitter, 2 RMP units and 1 XLR unit. And what you can see here is basically the unpacked modules which we're gonna assemble later on. We invented the modular interface system because we wanted to have a system which is flexible, which can be reassembled if need be, and we wanted to have it in certain modules that fit together the metalwork as well as all the connector stuff. So as you can see, the XLR unit, for example, you have the metal already attached to the connectors and you have it all ready wired up and soldered up, so you just have to click in the system connectors which have 4 channels on it, and you have this 4 channel count throughout the whole modular interface system. So these 4 XLR inputs, for example, are directly wired to 4 times 4 channel connectors on the rear. So in normal systems you have no need for separate splitters or anything like this, but this would be also available as an option. First things first, to start off, the only tool that we need is a screwdriver, and we start off with making the frame ready for inserting the modules into it. The frame comes, when it's unpacked, with 4 of these little sliders, and as we want to assemble the rear at first, we just flip in the sliders so we can fix the screws on the rear. Alright, so far so good. Next step is you think how you want to assemble your system best. My recommendation is to first assemble the modules with the cables in here, with the fan outs in here, and then click on the XLR units from the front, which would be the easiest way, which is my preferred option. So we start off with a blind plate in here, just to make sure it's everything closed to this, and get some of the screws, which are delivered in packs of hundreds, so enough screws for all the modules you want to assemble. And then we just have to make sure that the screws fit into the sliders. That has to be done once, and then you're good for the rest of the work. And when you've screwed in the 4 fixing screws, first module is already assembled. So we're now placing the RMP, the round multi-pin connector, in here. We want to have this as an output to a mixing desk, be it FOH or be it monitor. And later on we're going to wire this up to the XLR units. We want to have an multi-pin input as well, which can come from a, let's say, a sub-multicore input. So we place it next to the male RMP. And we close the rear side of the frame with another blind plate, just to make sure that no dust and dirt comes in there. Afterwards we just finish all the rest of the screws, so it is tightly fixed and almost as stable as a one-piece stage box. Alright, so as you can see now, this would be the rear view of the system, complete in total. Now we have the cables from the front in here. We just sort them out a bit, and then we will just insert the sliders again. So when we have assembled the rear side of the MIS splitter, I'd recommend that we just connect the XLR modules to the fan-out cables and then screw them into the frame, and then we're almost done. So we have the system connectors on the rear side, and we just look now for the patch cables, the short ones, because we want to have the XLR female connectors in parallel wired to the XLR male connectors. Now this is done just by turning around using the small patch cables, insert it into one of the connectors. They're all in parallel, so it doesn't really matter which one. And then just twist and insert it to the lower PCB board of the XLR males. Clicks in, and then we have it parallel wired. This we must do 4 times in total. And next we just go for the corresponding fan outs labeled with channel 1 to 4 from the first RMP and channel 1 to 4 from the second RMP. Place the modules just in front and then just click in the system connectors to the fan out cables. Same we do with channel 5 to 8 from RMP connector 1 and RMP connector 2 to the second XLR module. And to complete that, we do the same with 9 to 12 and 13 to 16. Alright, wiring is done. The only thing left is that we screw the XLR modules into the front of the MIS frame, and then we do the labeling strips. Then your splitter is all ready for use. So no soldering, and to make it easier in a way, we just flip that now on the rear face, grab the XLR modules and make sure the cables fit in place in the MIS frame. Okay, now front side is assembled as well. Last thing to do is just to fix the remaining screws to the modules, and then we put on the labeling strips. In our Klotz philosophy, we got the white strips for the inputs and we got the blue strips for returns, for example, but this is up to you. The labeling strips we deliver with the MIS system are self-adhesive. You can also use kind of writing machine like Dymo or Brothers P-Touch for your individual labeling of the units. And that's how the result looks like. So you have 2 rack unit frame with 16 inputs, 16 XLR male returns, and wire them up parallel to RMP male and female for input and output. Thank you very much for your attention, and see you soon next time.